Ali, 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 yeah. I praise Allah for these lessons. I'm striving to be the message, and I thank Allah for His blessings. Ali was the circle 7. I praise Allah for these lessons. I'm striving to be the message, and I thank Allah for His blessings. Ali was the circle 7. I praise Allah for these lessons. I'm striving to be the message, and I thank Allah for His blessings. Ali was the circle 7. I praise Allah for these lessons. I'm striving to be the message, and I thank Allah for His blessings. Ali was the circle 7. I praise Allah for these lessons. I'm striving to be the message, and I thank Allah for His blessings. Ali was the circle 7. I praise Allah for these lessons. I'm striving to be the message, and I thank Allah for His blessings. Ali was the circle 7.
Islam, Islam, Islamism without the schism. On a rise upon the 7, within the circle of justice, mercy, love, and right. And give all praises to the great God Allah, Father God Allah, and honors to His holy prophet, honors to our holy prophet, Noble Drew Ali, El-Hajj Sharif Abdul Ali, that is. We give honors to our Moorish kin once again, here, there, and everywhere. And therefore honors to all of you who are continuously honoring yourselves by being yourselves. But let us call forth our beloved scribes and goddess and queen, Sister Dendra Nia Curta Bay, as she may open up our hearts and minds as she opens up the way. Islam, Islam, Islamism. Peace and love.
Islam, 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 Islam. Islam, Islam, Islam family. I am Dr. Diane Carter Bay, my ancient comedian, her name being Dr. Dendra Ania Curta Bay, National Assistant Grand Secretary of State. First, let me rise and give praises to our great God Allah. I give honors to our holy prophet, Noble Drew Ali. I give honors to Act 1. I give honors to all my government officials. I give honors to my National Assistant Grand Sheik for hosting our class tonight. And I give honors to each and every one of you who are out there listening to us. Now, let us come forth with our ancient comedian, Adept Moorish American prayer. And as we come forth, we ask that you open up your hearts and your minds as we open up the way. Islam, Islam, Islam. Ya Allah abnu haru maku netaru. Ya Allah het haru. Ya Allah ma'at haru. Ya Allah hotep haru. Ya Allah haru. Ya Allah ma'at herahuti. Ya Allah awajet jehuti. Ya Allah per'em saket per'em haru. Ya Allah ba mahuti. Hejet sepsis ray up to Ali. Amen. Alisa, Alisa, Alisa. And that is to say in transliteration, family, O Allah, the Father of the universe. O Allah, the Father of love. O Allah, the Spirit of truth. O Allah, the Spirit of peace. O Allah, the Spirit of freedom. O Allah, the Spirit of justice. O Allah, you are my protector. O Allah, you are my God. O Allah, you are my salvation by night and by day. O Allah, through your holy prophet, O Allah, Ju Ali. Amen. Holy Issa, Holy Issa, Holy Issa. Now let us come forth before you with our divine constitution of Moorish America, salvation, our God, in unity. Act 1. The Grand Sheikh and the Chairman of Moorish America are empowered to make law and enforce laws with the assistance of the Prophet and the Grand Body of Moorish America. The Assistant Grand Sheikh is to assist the Grand Sheikh in all affairs if he lives according to love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, and it is known before the citizens of Moorish America. The Bylaws, Act 2. All meetings are to be open and closed promptly according to the Circle 7 and love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Friday is our holy day of rest because on a Friday, the first man was formed in flesh, and on a Friday, the first man departed out of flesh and ascended unto his Father God Allah. For that cause, Friday is the holy day for all Muslims all over the world. Act 3. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice must be proclaimed and practiced by all citizens of Moorish America. No citizen is to put in danger or accuse falsely his brother or sister on any occasion at all that may harm his brother or sister, because Allah is love. Act 4. All citizens must preserve these holy and divine laws, and all citizens must obey the laws of the government, because by being a Moorish American, you are a part and a parcel of the government and must live the life accordingly. Act 5. No organization of Moorish America is to cause any confusion or to overthrow the laws and constitution of the said government, but to obey hereby. Act 6. With us, our citizens must proclaim their nationality, and we are teaching our people their nationality and their divine creed, that they may know that they are a part and a parcel of this said government, and know that they are not Negroes, colored folk, Black people, or Ethiopians, because these names were given to slaves by slaveholders in 1779 and lasted until 1865 during the time of slavery. But this is a new era of time now, and all men now must proclaim their free national name to be recognized by the government in which they live and the nations of the earth. This is the reason why Allah, the great God of the universe, ordained Noble Drew Ali, the prophet, to redeem his people from their sinful ways. The Moorish Americans are the descendant of the ancient Moabites, whom inhabited the northwestern and southwestern shores of Africa. Act 7. All citizens must promptly attend their meetings and become a part and a parcel of all uplifting acts of Moorish America. Moorish Americans must pay their dues and keep in line with all necessities of Moorish America, and then you are entitled to the name of faithful. Husband, you must support your wife and children. Wife, you must obey your husband and take care of your children and look after the duties of your household. Sons and daughters must obey father and mother and be industrious and become a part of the uplifting of fallen humanity. All Moorish Americans must keep their hearts and minds pure with love and their bodies clean with water. This divine covenant is from your holy prophet, Noble Drew Ali, through the guidance of his Father God, Allah. Islam, Islam, Islam. And now that this meeting has been opened according to Act 2, love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, we will turn it over to our National Grand Secretary of State, Dr. Hasepsu Tutankamen Bey, to read our chapter of the week. Islam, are you there, Goddess?
Closes a thought. Gratitude.
Gratitude.
Islam family, first of all, and rise, giving all praises to our Father God Allah, giving honor to our Prophet Noble Drew Ali, the last prophet in these days and times, giving honor to our E.A.R.S class, giving honor to each and every one of you. We want to give a special honor to our National Assistant Grand Secretary of State, Dr. Dendra Nia Kurtabay, for opening our meeting according to law, Islam, and also to our host, our National Assistant Grand Sheikh of Moorish America, Dr. Shedo Amenti and Mohamed Shepsuel. I'll be reading from Chapter 10, Life and Works of Yehoshua in India Among the Muslims. A royal prince of India, Ravana in the south was met at the Jewish feast. Ravana was a man of wealth, and he was just, and with a band of Brahmic priests sought wisdom in the west. When Yehoshua stood among the Jewish priests and read and spoke, Ravana heard and was amazed. And when he asked who Yehoshua was, from whence he came, and what he was, Chief Halil said, "We call this the day star from on high, for he has come to bring to men a light, the light of life, to lighten up the way of men and redeem his people of Israel." And Halil told Ravana all about the child, about the prophecies concerning him, about the wonders of the night when he was born, about the visit of the Magian priests, about the way in which he was protected from the wrath of evil men, about his flight to Egypt land and how he then was serving with his father as a carpenter in Nazareth. Ravana was entranced and asked to know the way to Nazareth, that he might go and honor such a one as son of Allah. And with his gorgeous train he journeyed and came to Nazareth of Galilee. He found the object of his search, engaged in building dwellings for the sons of men. And when he first saw Yehoshua, he was climbing up a 12-step ladder, and he carried in his hands a compass, square, and axe. Ravana said, "All hail, most favored son of heaven." And at the end, Ravana made a feast for all the people of the town, and Yehoshua and his parents were the honored guests. For certain days, Ravana was a guest in Joseph's home on Marmion Way. He sought to learn the secret of the wisdom of the sun, but it was all too great for him. And then he asked that he might be the patron of the child, might take him to the east, where he could learn the wisdom of the Brahms. And Yehoshua longed to go, that he might learn. And after many days, his parents gave consent. Then, with proud heart, Ravana with his train began the journey toward the rising sun. And after many days, they crossed the Sind and reached the provinces of Orissa and the palace of the prince. The Brahmic priests were glad to welcome home the prince. With favor, they received the Jewish boy. And Yehoshua was accepted as a pupil in the temple of Jaggernaut, and here he learned the Vedas and the Manic law. The Brahmic masters wondered at the clear conceptions of the child, and often were amazed when he explained to them the meaning of the law. Islam, Islam, Islam. At this time, we want to turn the meeting back into the hands of our National Assistant Grand Secretary, was our National Assistant Grand Sheikh of Moorish America, our host instructor, Dr. Shedu Amenti, and Mohamed Shepsuel. Islam?
Islamism. I'm one of them too.
Praise Allah. Gratitude.
Who that?
Right.
Islam. Well, gratitude want to rise upon the seven once again, with in the circle of justice, mercy, love, and right, and give all praises to the great God Allah, Father God Allah, and honors to his holy prophet, honors to our holy prophet, Noble Drew Ali, Al-Hajj Sharif Abdul Ali, that is. We give honors to our Moorish kin once again, here, there, and everywhere, and therefore honors to all of you who are continuously honoring yourselves by being yourselves. We give honors to our Grand National Seal. We give honors to our Grand National Emblem, National Flag, Divine Constitution and bylaws, and honors to all of you who are indeed a living manifestation and personification of everything that our Holy Prophet brought to make us a nation. We give honors, to all of our scribes and the scribes, who came forth to exercise their five when it comes to dealing with this information. We actually dealing with the seventh lesson, Mathenos lesson, in relation to dealing with the Heka, as we already know that we are actually trying to go into the text, as we already have done in many cycles. A lot of drawings in relation to dealing with the alphabets alone. So that is pretty much laid bare before our audience and everybody who seek to learn. You can go to countless videos where we actually drilled our scribes. We drilled those who would come here and pay attention to what it is that we demonstrate. And so, yes, I want to give honors to our brother Born Dog. We have elected and selected this time as the time where we will demonstrate our E.A.R.S research Sultanate session moving forward. So, yes, sir, this is the time that we will be, actually 10 o'clock to be exact. So we got some grand drawing we're going to bring to the manifest. We actually going to pick up where we left off, because we was dealing with the Lord's Prayer as it related to the Coptic, Heka. And we actually have a measure that we sent out here, and we went over it a few different times, so that our people can get an idea, on the Coptic. So there are many different books that have been written in the Heka. We already showed our people the remix that they tried to come up with by, so-called addition, and subtraction as it relates to dealing with letters, 7 to be exact. But that's a whole nother measure. So let me begin to share my screen. And we're going to have an open forum with this. That's what we've been doing with this Coptic. Our scribe has most definitely been on the manifest to give us some key pointers. Powerful drawings. Hold up. I'm going to do entire screen. That way I don't have to keep going back and forth. Okay. Touched on that. So yeah, we were actually going over this, and thanks to this particular lesson right here, there are a lot of master words in this PDF as it relates to Coptic, and they actually has it here where it is paired with the Arabia or the Arabic. So the scribes, being familiar with Arabic, they can recognize some of these things if they've been doing, the due diligence, which we know they have been. But we see the transliteration and so forth and so on. You can actually see, as we showed our family here, how close, the Heka is to what we already call, the English language. And that comes from the fact that the Latin is indirectly derived from the Heka. That's why Coptic is so close to the language. We showed our family, for example, this is actually normally a G, but J and G is interchangeable. We see the E, we can see the P here, as a pi symbol, so to speak. Some of the letters are the same. Y interchangeable with I. This is a symbol for 2 O's, which is isolated 1 O here in this transliteration. T, but you can see it. You see, itkin. You can see the same thing here. You can literally identify, like I said, certain drawings as they are, and if you know anything about the Arabia, like I said, once you begin to take a look at this, you see the J right here. They use the Y here in the Arabic. That's a Y in the Arabic, in regards to dealing with this E here. See, that would be J, because you read Arabic from right to left. So this is J and Y. Here's J and E. And then you have this symbol here in E.
Pardon the soul.
Islam Grand Secretary of State.
Can you blow that up a little bit more?
Okay. Yeah. I was trying to make sure y'all can see, make sure y'all can see the Arabic, and so that our people can see where we were going with it. But like I say, this would be, trying to move my little cursor around. Well, yeah, cursor. Okay, so right here, this G, J, E, You know, and then when we come over here with the Arabic, that's J and Y. You see, even though they have these 3 dots here, you know the J don't normally do that there. That's just a different dialect in the way they're writing. It ain't no big deal. You know, then we come to the next word, you know, and you have P-E-N-Y-O-T. You know, and the word, you know, when you come here, you can see the N. They look at using an F here actually. N. The Y is interchangeable with the W. And then this is the letter T right here. You know, so if we were to go through this whole drawing, basically these would be the Arabic equivalents of these particular letters here. And in order to comprehend that, you have to have a knowledge of what we call sound shifting. And you have to have a little knowledge of what these Arabic letters are. Like I say, we drilled our scribes so many times, you know, they can look into this and tell you what letters these are. You know, the Arabic, once you understand it, is the easiest to read. You see, like A-T, you know, K-Y-N. And basically that's right here. That Etkin, this is it right here. They use the A in the place of the E. That's the T right there in Arabic. And then this is K. Then this is KH. KH, and then it's EN. So they have YN because the Y is interchangeable with E. Etkin. Same thing that's being said here in the Arabic. Then this is Nifi Oi. This is N-Y. That's the N-I. This is F. N-I-F. Nifi. And see the Y is interchangeable with the 2 E's here. And you have Oi. So if you come up here and look at this, this is the A-W-Y in the place of Oi. Awi. This is Mari. M without any vowels. That's the R. That's the F. M-R-F. Remove these vowels here. You'll see M-R-F. See? Marif. That's what this is right here. You see? Marif Tuvu. And this is the T-W. Right? Q-W. Tuvu. Tuvu. And this again here, this is NG. NG. So this is A-N, this is J-Y. Anji. NG, Anji. You see? Same thing. So they basically going letter for letter when it comes to the Arabic. You see? All this is, this transliteration right here, this is the same thing in Arabic. You got to know Arabic to know what I'm talking about. If you don't know Arabic, you don't know what you're looking at right now. You see? But I know what I'm looking at, and some of the scribes, they're familiar with some of these words. So the translation, this is Coptic, this is the transliteration, this is the Arabic, and this is the translation. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. You see? And so we went through certain measures to look for different words, you know, in the Coptic, because we had a Coptic dictionary. You see, and you just have to find the root of the word, and it, you know, then you can find the Father. Like we know that this deals with the Father, the concept of the Father, you know. And let me see. I want to pull this up, pull our Coptic online dictionary up. Scribes, do you have any comment that you would like to make? You know, questions before we move forward?
Islam, having already risen, giving praise and honor where due. Just much gratitude for bringing this back forth as a refresher. Gratitude, God man.
Islam and gratitude. That's exactly what we meant to do. Because this is prepping us too, because we getting ready to go back into the Arabic after this. So because that's the way the last language that came behind the Hekapta was Arabic. And the actual dialect that we always tell our family we use is Egyptian Arabic, which is the Coptic dialect. Hekapta, it's like 7 different ones, but praise be to Allah. All right, what about you, Sister Dendra, Ania Kurtabay? All is well?
All is well. All is well. I'm just listening, and like the goddess say, gratitude for bringing back to my remembrance. And some of them I do can recognize, and but it's been a little minute. And gratitude for the refresher. I had to go back and pull up my notes, and like you say, I do recognize some of the alphabets, but I forgot what they was. But I get my notes in. Gratitude, peace, and love.
Peace and love. That's right. And we gave and we are giving, all to our family so that they will be able to have these tools. And there's nothing wrong with going back and looking at some of these videos that we done in the past to refresh our memory as well, so that when we start going around, instead of being dependent, so to speak, on the present class that we go through, on our own spare time, we can go and do research, on what we already know and stay abreast, so to speak, or stay fresh with this information. Because if you don't use it daily, I'm telling you, you're going to lose it. That's just the way it is. You know what I mean? Unless you are constantly making application where you pick up your books, and try to read, or you start writing the alphabet down and keep them in your head. It's gonna always be a struggle to get back into it if we don't do that side work, so to speak. It's something. So yeah, let me pull up our little tool that we had. And like we said, there are certain things we have found based upon dialect that are not necessarily as they are based upon the limited dictionary. I want to try to find me a actual physical copy of a good Coptic dictionary. Okay, so yeah, here it is. This is the one that we were using. And for example, we talked about the word father, and all you have to do really is find the root. That wasn't where I was supposed to go. I forgot you can't put it in there. Um, let's see here. It was actually supposed to be down here. Let me get that out of there. Okay. Let's see here. Mashallah. Okay. You find the root of a word. What in the world is just a rotating? Come on, man. Don't you start that mess wrong. I don't know. I may have to ask one of my scribes to open up the Coptic dictionary and pull up the words. And I actually have Annie there. Let me try something just to test this out real quick. Still not letting me do that. I ain't even been on here in a minute neither. What in the world? Oh, you just, there you go. Finally. Goodness gracious. Y'all see how long it took to get that thing to come up the scribe?
Yes.
Yeah. Goodness gracious. What they got going on. So this is actually the word here. The connection to the word Father here. They had God, service, or piety. This is actually connected. Okay. So there are a lot of different words. Okay, come on. We're talking about God, serving God. Yeah, we see connection. So when they say our Father who art in heaven, God, there's a connection to it. So, like, pretty much, if the word is there, you can pull them in. I just seen the throne of God, Merkaba. That's powerful. Oversight, God over celestial beings, commandment, Old Testament. Okay, let's go a little further. So you have to, that's what you have to do. Let me do this here. Where is it? Okay, there we go. Pardon self, family. Just wanted to open that up so y'all can see it. So yeah, there's a whole lot here. Our Father who art in heaven, that's the Most High. Hallowed be thy name. So we can go different words and pull different words out, word for word, and pull them out. But what we normally do, instead of trying to go through everything, we pull out key words, such as Father or heaven or hallowed, and thy name, not thy name together, a name, or so to speak, words that we know that definitely gonna be evident without having to dig too much for them. So you can look at this. Same thing with this Mares, ENJ, Tekmet, Oro, and this is Ptah, Maref Shapi. And you can see the same thing here. See, this P is really like the R, Mares, and the S is synonymous with C. So you know how you say the letter C and then S, almost like S, and that's why that's there. So that's Mareki, Mares, right? Powerful. So it's not really hard. That's what we've been doing, matching up letter for letter, word for word. Just like here, you see the letter N as a shape like an N, and see how this N is expressed here, EN. So you remember things like this right here is G normally, but it's interchangeable with J. You got to remember that. E is the E. You can see it there. Tekmet tool. Cool. Tekmet. This is Oru. Yeah, so you can, same way, you go through here and you basically pull out these words, and if it is in the dictionary, we can find them. And this is not just the only thing that we're dealing with here. Just like we do this with this, we can do it with other texts as well. Like we done it with this portion here. We yield a lot of information out of this one here, probably more than that Lord's Prayer, so to speak. This is Wallace Bud's work. Certain words or whatever coming from different chapters in the Piscean records, breakdowns. And then they would tell you in most of the works here that there are certain things that are not actually equivalent between, certain Coptic variations and, the Greek variations. Okay. So this is a good book too, family. This is a PDF, where you can go and we showed this to our family before. And they have a couple of books out of Piscean Records. Some of the books coming from the book of Act, the book of Revelation. We were actually coming forth with a lot of words. We made a lot of progress. If you go back to the other drawings, so there are different breakdowns based upon, what it is that you read. So, yeah, this is powerful. So a lot of these things, when you deal with what they like to call the New Testament, remember they were transliterated in Heka. Okay, so scribes or scribeses. Can you all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Gratitude. I just was trying to make sure Rome ain't chopped me up or nothing. I see they actually mentioned the Quran here too. See they spelled the Quran instead of Kuran instead of KOR. And that's the sound shift would be the U from the letter O, Quran. But anyway, how easy would you say it is to actually begin to look into the different words, scribe, and give your description and breakdown of that, as far as what you have come into contact with? Islam.
Say that question one more time more.
Now I was saying basically how easy it is, for you to basically look at some of the words and basically pull them out, the different words that we have based upon the alphabet alone, with the exception of certain things looking a little different here or there.
I would say that it's getting a lot better than it was at first because of the fact that you have while using table 3, dealing with the summary of the names and pronunciation of the Coptic alphabet and the way the Lord's Prayer is situated. When you have the Coptic, then you have right under it the transliteration. You can actually letter by letter see and pull out. It's a lot easier with the online dictionary as well, picking out the root. But because the letters are so similar, then it helps a lot because you can almost with some of the words pull them out and tell what they are. Like what was one of those words? What happened in the 330s dealing with not Alexander the Greek, Ptolemy, for example, something that will stick out, or various names of cities, or like you just had down here in reference to the Quran, and bearing in mind the sound shifting aspect of it. Yeah, especially with the vowels, or maybe it doesn't have vowels in it. But yeah, it's I would say a lot easier now because we have gone and reviewed it. Some
Islam. And how, Grand Secretary of State, useful is sound shifting, the knowledge of that? How far do you think that we would be able to get if we didn't have the knowledge of sound shifting with these words?
still stuck on page 1. We wouldn't be able to see the similarities because the way that you have taught the lesson, you've taught us how to read words without the vowels and with the vowels, and recognizing that, like if we come upon a particular word, sometimes it's easier without the vowels.
That's right.
Where you just input. I think the most familiar one is the E, the letter E. And or you could put A in there, and that's a lot of times how I look in a dictionary for it. I'll start with putting a vowel in, such as E, and then okay, well, what if it's the consonant and A, or what if it's the consonant and I, or U, or Y? To see if it comes up in the dictionary. So it makes it a lot easier. Some.
Islam. We're gonna look at some exercises in a minute, but we just wanted to see, the working knowledge of what our scribes is dealing with, and praise be to Allah. What about you, Sister Curta Bay Dendra?
Islam. I concur with the goddess, and like she said, the more we go over it, the easier it get, and then too with our with the different materials that you give us, and even with this the last dealing with the Coptic, we had that whole what you call it, the whole alphabets, and it showed us, it gave us the different rules, how they, if you got what stood for the OO and what stood for the singer O, and the material that you gives really helps me. And then when you was asking about the sound shifting, like the goddess said, we still be stuck. And I thought about something, Dr. Shahid, and I wanted to ask just quickly, and dealing with the sound shifting, because coming out of the Piscine area, they had Jesus spelling it Jesus. Well, we know that the J didn't come into existence until the 1600s, so we can see that sound shifting there. And I was trying to think, I know you didn't heard when we was in the Piscine area. How did they spell Yahshua? Wasn't that spelled with a J? Do you remember?
It was spelled with a Y.
Was it spelled with a Y? Okay.
Yeah, because J didn't exist.
Right. And I was trying to think, but I know, I was trying to correlate that too. That still would be dealing with that sound shifting. And I'm trying to think, but when we was looking it up, I don't know if they had it spelled with a Y. Maybe they did. I can't remember now, because it's been a minute when I was in the church and doing that type of study. But this has been powerful for me, especially in watching the sound shifting and dealing with the different sound shifting and stuff, and how A could be, the different sounds, how they changed and everything. So that was very helpful for me. Islam,
gratitude. Now, y'all see what I have up here in front of us, right?
Yes.
We're gonna look at a few things in a minute, like this word right here. If I were to deal with trying to transliterate this into expression, I would say this is it looked like Nuhub.
Which word are you on?
Right here, the priest.
Will you cursor? Move your cursor again.
You see me
Yeah,
moving?
I don't see the cursor. Oh, now okay, I see it at the top.
It ain't showing it as a cursor, it's just showing it as a little line.
Okay.
Yeah.
But but it says priest.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is Nuhub, is what I see here.
Nuhub. Okay.
Right. Now, can anybody tell me where Father David is in this Coptic sentence right here? Now, we just went over the word father a few minutes ago, so you should be able to and I did this perfectly. Yep. Because you can actually see it if you pay attention enough. You can see where the father is, and you can see David.
Oh.
That
last line.
This last line right here.
Yeah, you see where that DA.
Where
that second word.
There, right there.
Yep. That's David.
There it goes. See what I'm talking about? And where's Father? We just went over Father a few minutes ago. It's a root.
Mm,
It got to be right next to David, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
It's right here. Remember, I was just showing you Father in this root here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me
Yeah.
go
I
over
see it.
here.
Yes.
Okay, let's go over here.
Yeah. Let's now. Yeah. Let's go
Yeah.
Our
back over
Father
here.
who art in heaven.
Mm-hmm.
They use that, you know, and they give different words, you know, so it's okay, you know, and we're gonna go over here and I'm gonna show it to you. See it right there? Like they say, God's service and piety. See that root?
Mm-hmm.
That's it, you know, but it's not only there, it's in other areas as well. You know, even though they're not saying necessarily. Remember, I looked the word Father up and it brought these words up. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
See, God serving pious person. See the root in there again? Hold up, let me blow it up.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
I said I wasn't going to ask again. Look. Come on now.
Oh my God.
It's Lord.
Woo.
That's right. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay, that's better.
Oh, it's
Okay,
full
so
of
yeah, you
109
can see it
hours.
though.
Yeah.
So now when we come over here, look at this. Watch. And then when we come over here, see, there's a difference though. See how that E,
Right.
Yeah.
I,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
and W,
Yeah.
T.
And they had the Y previously,
Yep,
right?
there you go. There you
Okay.
go. You caught on to it. That's what I'm telling you. Because sound shifted between the I and the Y. See it right here?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
See? Yep. So yeah, that's what that, and that comes from looking up the word Father. This is talking about Father God, so to speak. So, you know, also there's a connection of Father as it relates to dealing with, you know, when it was mentioning David here. See, and you can see actually that's like a double E carrying over into the end, but don't let that fool you. It's still the same thing. Oniut, David. We see it right there. That's good. Y'all was able to pick that up. You know, and
Grace of the great God.
that's right. That's right. You know, we can actually see Jacob over here too, and we can see it in two different areas. Who can tell me what Jacob is in this particular these two lines right here? He asks for the habitation in the house of Jacob. Where's Jacob at in this sentence here? If you can find it here, you can also find it in this sentence.
Is it the last word?
Yes, it is. You know why? Because this is the letter I, and if we had a Y right here, it would be Yakub. It says Ni Yakub here though. See, this is the N in Ya. This is the Y. E.A.R.S. Kub. This is K. This is that double O or W, and this is B. You
You
see?
know what? I was
Yakub.
looking at that the line up. You see where that?
Above there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that.
up here too.
On the end,
Yeah, up here
Yeah,
too.
outside of
Yeah,
Same
three
thing.
that's
letters
it.
at the
Yeah.
end.
It is.
Mhm.
Same thing. Now
Yeah.
notice
Yeah.
it says the God of Jacob. Now this
Mm-hmm.
word is the word for God
Mm-hmm.
right here.
Similar
But
root.
it's in Yoti ni Yakub. In Yoti ni Yakub. That's how you would say that.
Okay.
You know, this is actually close to the word neta. This is the root right here. The N-O, or that double O and T and E. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. When we go to the word God, watch this. It's actually up here. It's in here. You know, a couple of areas in here.
Mm.
You know, in Yota. But I want to go directly to the word God and pull it up because it's going to give us a little bit more. Hopefully it goes by quicker and don't drag out like it does. Let's see here. Just give it a second here.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, there we go. So, see, they got good, angel, eternal one. See, there it go. That's one right there. The East, the Orient, Natoya. Okay, the god of Anubis. See there? And Yoti. And Yot. I want to go to the exact word that goes directly into the one that I'm showing you so I can show you. This is one here in commandment. Let's give me a second here. They have Greek God, throne of God. Come on. Okay, here we go right here. God bearing. See the Inyoti?
Mm-hmm.
Inyoti? God hater.
Okay.
See that N-O-Y-T-E?
Mm-hmm.
Now let's go back. You're going to see a little difference here, but it's there. See the E-N? Y? Or the O? W? Inyoti. Right here. You see it?
Mm-hmm.
Inyoti Yahoo. God of Jacob in the Coptic language. You see? Same thing down here. They're talking about the power of God. This is power here. Yenti in the Yoti, the power of God. See?
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And they talked about here how the Coptic has no equivalent for, the particular drawing that's being given. This verse is omitted in the Coptic version.
Okay.
So certain things, just like how people be putting brackets in certain things, that says that certain things were filled in certain scripture, and it ain't necessarily what was being said. You see?
Right.
So we have to be real careful when it comes to that.
Mm-hmm.
You see? Okay, let's go a little further. I'm just trying to pick out things that we can grasp hold to, so to speak, and pick up on. Certain things that we can see with the eye. Let's see here. Pick up another one here. Okay, not that one. Okay, let's look for the word Sabbath. Where will you find the word Sabbath in this whole thing here? Because we're talking about on the day of the Sabbath. Which word will you see up in here that looks like the Sabbath to you in this Coptic version? Remember the rule on the letter S as it relates to the letter. Where, Grand Secretary of State?
No, you were talking about the rule, the S and the C.
Yep, that's right. I gave you a hint.
Is that it in that first line up there?
Where about? Let me know when to stop. I'm moving over.
Going over. Right there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Yeah, when you say that C, that helped me out.
The double B's too. Yep.
Yeah, the double B.
Yep. Okay, this is day in Sabbatan. Day in Sabbatan.
Okay.
That's how you would say that. Day in Sabbatan. You see?
Mm-hmm.
Day.
Powerful.
That's the letter D. Day in Sabbatan. Right there. you know, and the
Hmm.
more that we practice this, you know, the better we become with this.
Right.
See, that's all.
That's powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, just go through that and you find different measures in here, and you end up picking up. Like for example, we know these are two L's here, so we can see the E here in Hella, Helen, right here, Hellenes,
Yeah.
right here. See it?
Mm-hmm.
You can see it when you pay close attention to that.
Right.
You see?
Yeah.
And so, I mean, that's basically the
Hmm.
gist of it, becoming more familiar with what these words represent in these different languages. Like I
Right.
say, I'm picking out things that you are more familiar with,
Right.
you know. Um,
Yeah.
Islam.
Oh no, go ahead. There
Oh
was that
no.
Alexander. Alexander. And
Oh yeah, yeah. You can see it, can't you? You
Mm.
see it right here.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely it.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Jews, this is the word for Jews right here.
Mm.
Oh.
Nehui. See Nehui in
Mm.
Huey?
Okay.
Yeah, see.
Hmm.
Yeah. And this is the S in Hushi. Yeah.
Mm.
So like that's basically like it ain't nothing really spectacular because it's so close to the Latin and the English, you can pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
So, Dr. Shaheed, for
Mhm.
instance, this number 5, text eaten away, and 15, text much broken. So, are you
Mhm.
saying that when they did the translation, that they could insert whatever they want to in
Yeah. Yeah, when there was no equivalent, that's what they were doing. They could. They was inserting, you know, because
Woo!
Bud got so many things in here where he telling you that this wasn't there. That's
Right.
what this book he doing. That's why I said it's a good book here.
And what's
Because
the name of
Bud,
this one?
it's let me go back to the first page real quick.
Did we got that?
Yeah, y'all got this. I sent it out a couple of times.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were working out it with me a while back when we first started. Remember in the book of Revelation.
Right. Right.
And this is what it's called. The Coptic biblical text in the dialect of Upper Egypt.
Okay.
You know, so it's letting you know which, and I want to say this was Sahidic, the majority of this. See, and so it got different books of the Bible, the book of Acts, you know, a couple Old Testament books. And yeah, he tell you in here that a lot of the words that
Mm.
are in certain aspects are not in the other. That's why I say I can deal with Bud. See, they
Mm-hmm.
got the book of Deuteronomy in here, the book of Jonah, the book of the Acts of the Apostles. You know, so these are different books. They have breakdowns of different pieces in here. You know, list of Coptic forms of Greek words. You see,
Mm-hmm.
list of Coptic forms. So they tell you what's not there. See, it shows the arrangement of the Ten Commandments here.
Mm.
Pardon me. You know, he's giving you what everything is in there in these different plates in the breakdown. So that's what I'm saying. You can always go back to these things here
Mm-hmm.
and do your own due diligence.
Right.
We just pointing it out right now, you know, and getting straight to the point.
Mm.
So see right here, for example, incomplete colophon. This is written in cursive Greek characters, but the language is Coptic. See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
See, I told y'all that Greek is really Coptic.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm
Yep.
saying? This is written in cursive Greek characters, but the language is Coptic.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If we were
Yeah.
Coptic with two different languages, Buzz wouldn't be saying that.
Right.
You see, the only reason Greek has been distinguished from Coptic is to try to, you know, like Mustafa Gadala said, you know. So yeah, like you know, it goes in, but in different areas in here, he actually tells you, basically what words are not, what was inserted, so to speak,
No.
and what wasn't there, what was there. And see, problem is most of our people don't know, and that right there in and of itself tell you how much has been remixed and remixed.
Right.
And he'll tell you. Look here, the book of Deuteronomy, the Coptic text of this book, which is printed in the following pages, does not appear to me to be an independent. Portions of the text of this book are found in MSS, which vary date from the 8th to the 12th century. Catalog of Coptic in the British Museum. You know what I mean? Translation from the Greek, but a copy made by some devout person for his private use from some existing manuscript. An examination of the text shows that in several places there are omissions of one or two words, and that every here and there the Coptic has no equivalent for the whole verses in the Greek.
Wow.
If we assume that our text is an independent translation from the Greek, the only explanation for such omissions possible is that the translator forgot to translate certain words and passages, or they didn't know.
Right.
If we assume that our text is a copy from some existing manuscript, then we must conclude that such words and passages were either wanting in the archetype, or that the scribe who made the present copy omitted them inadvertently.
And if you change one or two, change one or two words, you can throw the whole sentence off.
That's right.
Just by changing one word, let's know changing one or two. No, they may have changed more than that. We don't know.
Right. That's right.
And
it says in the Greek 5 we have, this particular drawing, and in 6 we have this particular measure, which looks similar. There's a slight change between the two. You can see in letters. It says, as our codex omits the whole passage between these words.
Wow.
It seems clear that the eye of the Coptic translator or copyist traveled to this core instead of this particular measure. See the difference between the XH and the XHC? The omission of 1.5 verses in his text being the result.
Wow.
As the word here was generally adopted by the Copts as their word for soul. The omission of the passage may be due quite as well to the copyist as the original translator. In chapter 7, verse 3, the Coptic has no equivalent for the Greek. Breakdown here. The Coptic has no equivalent for the Greek here. So, yeah.
Wow.
And it goes through the whole book, pretty much pointing these type of errors out.
So if the Coptic has no equivalent to the Greek put their own remix in there. Fill in the blanks.
There you go.
Man.
The Coptic has no equivalent for this particular word. Coptic has no equivalent for this particular word. The Coptic has no equivalent for this particular word. Coptic has no equivalent. Now think about when they go to try to use Coptic to transliterate some Greek in Champollion's system. Having this knowledge of the fact that Coptic don't have equivalents. So how you gonna say the Coptic text is the same as the Greek text then? Rosetta Stone, huh?
Right.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Got
in these places it seems clear that from 1 to 3 lines of Coptic are omitted, and that the original translator or copyist may equally be the person to blame. Oh, now they want to try to blame the people.
Well, see, the thing is, if the Coptic priests were under duress, that could have been a deliberate thing. I ain't giving you nothing.
That too. Because our people did have that type of mentality, that do or die.
That's right.
I mean? Yeah. I'm taking it to the grave.
That's right.
Yeah. So, but we can see that this is over and over. So when people try to make it seem like Greek and Coptic has a 1-for-1, no, they are not the same language per se, but when they came up with this Greek, they actually throw things out.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, when they took them other letters out, so that's why you can't really see what's going on.
Right.
And then that's the same thing they did with the Bible and stuff when they gave that to us. They put in what they wanted to put in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were talking about that tonight in Sunday school.
Yep.
Yep. Look at here. There are several other short passages omitted in Coptic texts, but as they are also omitted in the Greek codices, which are called A&F in Professor Sweet's Old Testament in Greek, we may assume that they were wanting in the Greek manuscript from which the original Coptic translation was made. These are the following examples, and then they run it down again. They show what a Coptic agree with certain things, but have no equivalent for this Greek stuff here. In several passages, the Coptic text agrees with that of A and B and F, you know, and it goes on. It shows, you know, certain aspects of certain things. So when you got people running around here like they reading the Coptic text and verbatim, and this is the exact way,
Right.
you know, this is what's being translated. It's deceptive to do that. We look in here and we see that there are no equivalent, but they can say what they want to say if they made it Greek,
Right.
you know, and I mean they can do that.
Yeah, because they got the pen in their hand at that time. But we getting ready to change that.
Now watch this. The Greek is rendered in Coptic by dust, and they throw in a seed of water with suffering or severe labor as men water the fine vegetable garden. So, I mean, goodness gracious. They got a Coptic translator and a Greek translator. I mean, which one you gonna believe? You know, the Coptic is the original.
Right.
God almighty no. So yeah, this is a good book to have here. You know, and so they did is you got to remember they were using these Coptic words to try to say that they were translating the Egyptian.
Right.
You see? Terrible.
Terrible. Shoot.
This is not good. You know, so you don't know what you read.
You right about that.
You know, you don't know what you read.
Well, see,
So-
that's why what we're learning is so key.
Yes.
Because it's going to take, where's the original Coptic? Where's what you have? And we're going to do the transliteration ourselves.
That's why we're dealing now more with the actual language instead of just going over the alphabets now. Now we're going into the text, but having the knowledge that we have, you know, we have trained our mind to where we can see this stuff.
Right.
But had we not went through all of that,
Yeah.
you know, we wouldn't have picked up on this.
No.
You know, we wouldn't catch all of this.
Wouldn't have caught nothing.
Yeah, you'd be looking like what you don't know what you, and that's what they're dependent on, the fact
Right.
that people don't know this stuff.
Right.
And then it will intimidate the average person. You know, you see our people when we go to trying to teach them language, you know, they get missing.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
If
And
it ain't what, because some of our people, unfortunately, some of our people can barely read the English language.
Yeah.
Right.
So when you put this stuff in front of them, it's like, oh my God.
Right.
They want to pull their hair out their head.
Look, that's where I was. Look,
That's where we were.
You said the Arabic. It's one of the easiest ways to say, what? Where's the
I was
door?
like, oh my God. What is it?
Chicken scratch.
Okay.
I can't. Woo.
Yeah. But we stayed with it. But if you stay
Yes.
with it, and stay with it, using that
Yeah.
hammer of repetition, man, I tell you, when I
Yeah.
look back over how far we come, though,
Right.
and when you really think about it, it this seemed like we've been doing this for years, but we just
Look, I'm so happy that we can pull words out. Do you hear me?
yes,
That's right. But see, that's how the more that you become familiar with it, the more you're gonna find. See, like they go the word God right there. Automatically we identify, we know how it look. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But then
Yeah,
the
what?
more that you go off into it, you start looking around,
Yeah.
you
Okay.
become more familiar with it, and you can just read through this stuff right here. Like I can go through here and deal with a lot of sounding out or whatever, but it just become knowing what symbol represents certain symbols that change and which ones stayed the same.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And so once you see that right there, and you begin to learn that, it's easy to pick up on.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Right.
So yep. So that's basically what it is. And like I say, this is going through different books.
But see, this thing was back there in what, 1912? Well,
Yeah,
they say our people ain't going to even think about going into a book. Right.
They can't even read.
Right.
Let them tell it.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? And so, like, these are different books. Like I say, this takes you through the book of Revelation, the book of Acts, and you can go in there and you can actually look at it. That's the actual text. You know? Yep. See. And so these are just different portions. See, this is Deuteronomy here.
Yeah.
And you would go through the different verses. And that's a good way to practice with this alone right here.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? See God right here, the name God mentioned there, Ninyati. See it right there?
Mm-hmm.
See the N-O-O-T-E?
Yeah.
So yeah. I mean, that's basically all it is, and becoming more refined in doing that.
That looks like tooth.
Uh-huh. Yep. So Deuteronomy. Yep. And you go through there and you'll see it. And you'll be amazed at what words still carry over, like that word Yaqub. That goes in the Arabic, Hebrew, and so forth and so on. Yaqub. That's where the name Jacob come from. You see? Yeah. So it's powerful now. Yep. So what word that right there is?
Where?
The one I'm circling right here.
I don't see that. Oh.
No T?
That's God. That's the name of God.
Okay.
Right, too.
It looked different from that other one. A little bit.
That too. Now, how will we go in here? Let's see something real quick. That's Deuteronomy chapter 6. And we will go to, since we've seen it in a couple of areas, let's go to which one we want just then. I was speaking of. Was it down here? Oh, I think I went too far. Because it had 3 of them in one spot. That's what I was trying to find. Oh, here it go, right? That's 14. Okay, so that's Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 14. So let's go in here and see what's being said. We got to see.
Yeah.
Chapter 6, verse 14. Let's just do this here. You'll be surprised just finding one word, it puts you on track to being able to decipher whatever it is you read. Okay. Yeah, we can already see what's going on here. Let's see, 14. Now we see why the word God there. You shall not go after other gods of the people which are round about you. So you'll see noted 2 times.
Mm-hmm.
And let's go back over here to the Coptic. Like I told you, I know the word God when I seen it.
Right.
But it's simple. That's why I say we pull out the word, see? So we should see it twice. See that? That's the first one here in the
I
OT.
see it.
And then that's the second one right there in the OT.
Yep.
You should have no
Hey.
God. Deuteronomy 14. That's it right there. Go after other gods of the gods of the people round about you.
Don't worship any other gods.
That's right. Ain't that something? It ain't strange that we see that. So yeah.
Now, who is that to put the comment erased up there?
Oh, right here.
Yep.
Yeah.
I wonder, probably the person who had this particular text.
Oh, okay.
I doubt it was Budge. I think it was somebody that was going over this PDF. But that's what I'm saying. Like, it don't take much. And we took 2 major words out of this whole thing here. And we see, like I said, it should have been in there twice, and it's there twice.
Yep.
Let's emphasize it a little better. So yeah. I mean, that's it. And you continue to learn more words. It's the same demonstration. You just have to know the difference between what letters change. You see, like here's another one here. This is 16. We can see the word God is mentioned here. But it has neck in Yoti. So let's go into 16 and see what happens here. There you go. You should not tempt the Lord your God. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just like that. Just like that.
See?
Wow.
Just one word in a whole sentence give you, an idea of what's being said. You see what I'm saying?
And what's 18?
Say 18.
That TOOTH in there.
What about right here? Intuk.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to find out what that word is. Intuk. Let's see. Hawade. Let me see. There's a couple of them in here too. They got a lot. They got a lot going on in here. I'm trying to see if there's other words that I can recognize that I know off of the head. I'm just looking through the text real quick. Yeah, that's a male. So
some hair pulling mess today. No.
But I could actually go through here and like at least sound it out though. That's another thing. Being able to sound out what is before us. Iboy anon de ayentini, ibolki, ned, et, and this looks like edu. Edu. See, that's the D and the W. This is gay.
Where are you?
I'm down here at 23.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And so that's another thing too, being able to actually read it out. Because it's transliterated in that other demonstration, the whole prayer transliterated, but once you look at it enough, you can actually see what's being said here. So there it is again. That's the name God again there. Yeah. That's in 24. And so let's see what it has to say about 24. What 24? Somebody ain't been obeying the Most High. It said because he wasn't playing by laying that law, and the Lord commanded us through all these statutes to fear the Lord our God for all good ways, that he might preserve us alive as it is.
That sounds like the last tie in the Holy Covenant.
That's what I'm telling you. That your
Mm.
days may be long.
That's right.
Let's see here. I want to see the word for Lord, because I know they use the word Adonai in certain cases. So, okay, we see, okay, where's God? I just seen it a few minutes ago. I just went by. Okay, right here. Oh, they using some another word. It ain't Adon. So, yeah, that's what you do. You just take out the most important word. You find definition. Like I said before, though, this one here corresponds more with the online Google Translator than the more modern in that prayer breakdown, to me personally, because we was able to find whole sentences when we went through breaking everything down. So yeah, it don't get no plainer than that. Okay, indoors. Okay, so yeah. So what is it that you have seen based upon what we have been able to observe here, scribes?
We see how they went in there and changed up everything and put and fill in what they want to fill in, basically trying to secure their position as they as saying that they was in the beginning, and trying to take take us out when they know that we was the first ones here. I mean, to me, that's basically what they're doing. They're just trying to secure their position as they was the first ones here on this planet, when they know they come out of us.
That's right.
So, sorry, man.
Right. Which one came first, the chicken or the egg?
That's right.
It just tickled me the way they be trying to do though. But we know the truth. But when you, Dr. Shaheed, when you was talking about when you made a comment about putting something about putting it in a book, and it made me think about how they would always say, if you don't want they say a black person, if you don't want a black person to know what's going on, put it in a book. See, they had the idea that we weren't gonna read, but like I always, like we weren't gonna never wake up and start reading. But like I say, if it's in a book, I'm gonna find it. I'm
That's
gonna
right.
find it. It's love.
Our sister Sunshine L say this is awesome, especially because I'm familiar with Arabic, so she can see what we're
All
showing.
right.
All right.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
She can see it. So yeah, this is basically it's not hard once we understand the dynamics. When we understand the rules, let's say, because each language is governed by certain rules. And it don't take rocket science to figure it out, even though the European would try to make it seem complicated, to keep you from being able to go into it. So it's a powerful demonstration. Yeah, it don't get no plainer than that. And we will be going into the Arabic, in our next phase. But we have the knowledge that we need to really go into these texts and fact check them. But it's just up to us to, to come up with that time when we want to do that. You know what I mean? So yeah, we're gonna get further into it. And mashallah, we'll start going further into just looking at the transliteration. Remember, I told you, there are 7 different dialects in the Coptic. Sahidic is one of the main ones, and Bohairic, those are the most popular, and there are a couple of more. The Fayumic version, and Egyptian Arabic, has a Coptic dialect. And Arabic was the last language to evolve, and it's not strange. One should already be able to see that if they understand that Ishmael is a father of the Arabs, then of course there will be some Egyptian influence on the language as well. Especially now we understand why they took certain things from the Demotic and came up with their symbols for Allah. And this is referred to by Ibn Khaldun, the Islamic scholar, as Mudar. Mudar in the Himyaritic language, which is where the Amharic, comes from. So we got the history as it relates to the Abjad and the HLM, as well. All of it come from the ancestors. So this is very powerful. Islam. So what we're gonna do, like we say, we ain't gonna keep our scribes all night, and nor we're gonna keep the people all night. We're gonna go ahead and go to our Grand National Secretary of the State, and then we'll hear from Sister Dendra, and we'll close this demonstration out. Islam.
Having already risen and given praise and honor we're due, I so thoroughly enjoyed this class. Much gratitude to you, Dr. Shaheed, for being a great instructor. Also to our family online, because just going back into the text and being able to pull out the words, being able to check the roots, memorize, because memorization plays a lot when it comes down to the languages and the different dialects and things of that nature. But the more we go through this, it brings even more of a fire to go back in and pull some pages and pull out the words, to hone it in and make it a part of every part. So this is just a blessed class. Much gratitude to you, Dr. Shaheed. Also gratitude, scribe, Dr. Dendra and the Curtin Bay. But I'm so pumped up. I'm so pumped up with this class. I just love the research, and the higher elevations of it, So look forward to the next class. Gratitude, peace, and love.
Oh yeah, gratitude. Yeah, we dealing with the language now. We're going into text, and like I said, anybody that would like to go and get into the in-depth knowledge and the history behind all of this, all they have to do is go and look at some of the videos we have, and we got to put these demonstrations out there where we can even get them in, some type of format where we can put them out there. Because these classes will be good, especially when it comes to our brothers and sisters in places like the Dismal Crypts. These will be grand drawings for them to be able to pick up on. But we know they'll take that demonstration and, go all the way in. So Islam. Gratitude, Grand National Secretary of the State. Well, all right. Sister Dendra, what have you to say, Goddess and Queen?
Islam. Gratitude. Yes. I thoroughly enjoyed this class. Going over, and going through the different language, going through how we went through and recognizing the different words and recognizing God and Sabbath and picking out those different words. That was oh man, I'm just enjoying everything that we're doing. And when you were saying we got to put this together to put this to our brothers and sisters in the Dismal Crypt, that's a grand idea, God man, to do that. And I was just thinking, and if some kind of way, if we can arrange, because you got all these videos out there, and if we can, I don't know how we would do it. They may already be like in alphabetical order, like the beginning, and the people that's coming along who are really interested in it, they can just go back and pull up the video and watch it all the way through, just like we came through. And like I said, when I first started, I was like, oh my God, what did I get into? But then as we continue to go into it and you give us all these materials and things to study and things of this nature, man, it's just powerful. And I just love, like the goddess say, I love doing the research. Didn't realize that was a part of my nature, but yeah, man, I love it. I love it. And gratitude, God, man, for letting me share. And Is there anything else anybody want to say before I close us out with our warning and our holy covenant?
Oh, other than announcing to our family, Sister Sunshine L, this is our new time for the E.A.R.S class. So y'all make sure y'all share these videos because we really going into the language now. And we are definitely still working on our text to get it to the people, the masses, but we want to make sure we do things the right way. We ain't got to rush it, but you'll be able to use these different methodologies yourself. We just tried to make it plain to people without all the technical mumbo jumbo, so to speak, that people try to throw over on you. And they only do it to complicate it and make it, make you feel like they're teaching you something.
Mm-hmm.
So to speak, that you wouldn't be able to learn unless you got it from them. But the way we try to put it out there is make it simple and plain, straight to the point, common sense. But you got to put in the work to become a master, over these different languages. So that being said, I'm pretty much putting the capstone on that demonstration, Sister Dendra, and you can definitely come forth and read the law. Islamism without the schism.
Islam, grand class. January 15, 1929, a warning from the prophet to be read at every meeting. I hereby inform all citizens that they must end all radical agitating speeches while at work, in their homes, on the streets. We are for peace and not destruction. Stop flashing your cards at Europeans. It causes confusion. Remember, your card is for your salvation. Failure to obey these orders will be a severe consequence. We are for love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. And when these principles are violated, justice must then take its course. Any citizen or group of citizens who hold malicious feelings toward the government or the prophet or violate the divine covenant of the Moorish movement will receive their reward from Allah for their unjust deeds. All true Moors will and must obey the law as laid down to them by the prophet. If they lose confidence in the prophet, they should turn in their card and button, cease wearing their turban and fez, and return to the state where I, the prophet, found you. This is a holy and divine movement founded by the prophet Noble Drew Ali, and if the prophet is not right, the government is not right. The prophet, therefore, is sending out the divine plea to all Moorish Americans that they do their part in protecting their prophet and the government. This is an everlasting movement founded by the prophet through the will of Allah to redeem his people from their sinful ways by the order of prophet Noble Drew Ali. A holy covenant of the Asiatic nations. Ye are the children of one father, provided for by his care, and the breast of one mother have given you suck. Let the bonds of affection therefore unite thee with thy brothers, that peace and happiness may dwell in thy father's house. And when ye separate in the world, remember the relation that bindeth you to love and unity, and prefer not a stranger before thy own blood. If thy brother is in adversity, assist him. If thy sister is in trouble, forsake her not. So shall the fortune of thy father contribute to the support of his whole race, and his care be continued to you all in your love to each other. Islam. This meeting is officially adjourned according to Act 2. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Go in peace, Moors. Islam. Great class.
Great class. Gratitude.
Peace, and love.
Peace and love.
Islamism without the schism. It don't take long to tell the truth.
That's right.
Islam. All right. Well, we're getting ready for the gear up in this Arabia. That's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun.
Islam.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
yeah.
What Dr. Dendra and I have to do.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Praise be to Allah. We know y'all got it. Islamism without the schism. Peace and love, Brother Born Dog, Sister Sunshine L. See y'all at the same time. See, we brought the late night library back.
Yeah, it's back now. We say we back.
We back. All right, now peace and love, family.
Peace and love.
Peace and love.
We'll see you on the call tomorrow.
Islam.
Islam, or rather the day. Peace and love.
Yes. Peace and love.
Peace and love.
All right, Islam.